middle.
Well, I said that you were in the middle of it, and I didn't know where.
I know, but why was I in the middle? That's what I don't understand. How did I...
didn't fit. That's what didn't fit in
That's
the whole
what we were
thing.
saying,
That's what
Amber.
didn't fit.
I don't get it.
And
How,
it wasn't
why
you.
did, how did I get brought in the middle?
It wasn't you. It was Dustin. Dustin was telling Kale. Dustin was doing that. If something didn't fit, it didn't fit, and the only thing I could think of that we kept talking about over and over, and that's why we wanted to talk in the group, was to figure out what the fuck was what.
And Amber, you know how you got
so just single me out and don't trust me?
No, but
what's
Amber,
my track record?
you know how you got in the middle is because your name was on there. But I hold that for a minute, and we talked so many times, and we're like, we don't understand. It doesn't fit. Nothing fits with that. We don't understand.
It didn't
I'm
make
so
sense.
confused. I don't understand how Amber fits in there. It doesn't make sense. That's where we were coming from. So it wasn't that we were accusing you. We were so confused. We were so confused
And when we had the
until we
group
figured
meeting,
out that it was just Eric talking through you. And that's all it was, but he was talking through everybody. He just maybe got in your ear a little bit more than other people.
I came
That's
down
it.
right from that meeting and asked you to talk to me, and we went into the room, and I told you what I told you, and I meant it. I'm not lying to you, and I wasn't lying to you then, that Eric used you, and this is how I think that you fit in. I didn't want to jump the gun on anything. I wanted everyone, because every single time
You even told me that when before I went up and talked to Danielle, you're like, be careful, because she's going to be like, you know, like she's not going to not believe me, but she's going to be resistant over believing.
I didn't say resistant. I don't know.
Resistant about the whole Nick and me thing. And I'm like, she really thinks. I said, I'm like, you guys really think that I had something to do? You're like, just go up and talk to her. I'm like, and that's the first thing I came up and talked to you. I'm like, Danielle, I can't believe that you would think that I had anything to do with getting Nick out of here. And you're like, things just don't make sense. And you know, you.
But that's the thing is that, honest to God, I asked him. I was so confused, and it didn't make sense. I'm fine.
No, I'm good.
You're okay?
I'm fine. And the whole thing with Eric is everything just seriously fell into place. Like there was a puzzle there, and his name was at the top of it, but it wasn't Nick. And once everything else fell into place,
I know. Eric
and that
put
showed
everything
up,
on Nick to make it look like it was Nick doing
well,
it,
that's
but
what I'm
everything
saying,
he was doing was Eric.
But it was Eric who was playing Nick, like pretending to be him. That's what I told my
Yeah.
dad. That's exactly what I told him, and he called him out on that, and he's like, "Oh, you're a liar." That's exactly what I said, and the only thing
And
was, that
Eric
was missing
was jealous
his name.
Eric was jealous of Nick
Of
because Nick was
course.
close to you, to me, to Jen, and Eric tried to have a relationship with me, but I was always, I was always Nick, 'cause I love Nick, and same with you, and same with Jen, and he felt his game was threatened because of Nick and furthering himself in the game because Nick being around was stuff that that Eric couldn't get out of me, just information, Jen and you, because we were all closer to Nick and we all loved Nick more than him. So he had to get rid of Nick so he could better himself in this fucking game.
Of course. So all last week was for Eric, and that's it.
I know.
For me, Amber, like I've told you a million times, and I've said it a million times to a million different people, for me, this whole week, like, is just for Nick. Because what happened last week just wasn't right, and I want to right what happened last week.
If you talk to Dustin, I will come to a 1-week agreement with Dustin that if he gets HOH, he doesn't put me or Danielle up. I get HOH, I will not put you or Dustin up. And that way, we'll have a week to work this out without jumping the gun or anything else, and everyone will feel safe. Is that cool?
I'll talk to him and see what he says, but I can't make any promises. I'm not going to speak for him.
No, I'm asking you. What do you think?
I don't know what he'll say. I don't know. That's the thing. When me and Dustin
I know
talk,
that if Dustin gets HOH, she's going to put me on the block. I know it. He asked her to put me on the block. I know he's going to. So
and you're going to with him, so it's...
What? Why shouldn't I?
No, I understand.
Okay. I mean, seriously. So if he wants to have an agreement, cool. If he doesn't, right on.